Hi, my name is Rob Dunphy, and today I'm here to teach you a basic skateboard trick called the Ollie. The Ollie is one of the easiest skateboard tricks to learn, but for a beginner after learning the turning and pushing, it can sometimes be a little bit difficult. The good news is once you learn the exact techniques of how to Ollie, it's actually quite simple. So in this video I'm going to show you a simple two-step process so that you can learn the Ollie. Before you learn any skateboard trick, it's important that you know the exact foot placement. So the foot placement is where you put your feet on the board. Your back foot should be positioned on the tail of the board. This would be the tail, the part that comes up. It's important to note that your back foot should be exactly straight. So it should be parallel to the trucks. The trucks run out like this, so should your foot. Also, your back foot should be on the tail with a little bit additional space, not only in front of your foot, but also on the side. So it should look like this. When you push down on the tail, let's call that step number one. When you push down on the tail, which will be like this, your back foot is going to fully extend. Okay, so it's going to rotate along the ankle. So straight down. And you're going to press that down as hard and as quickly as you possibly can. That's step one. With your front foot, you're going to place it 60% up the board. So just behind these two front bolts. You want your toes to have a little bit of space on the front. Like that. You also want it so that this side of your foot, which is about the ball of your pinky toe, the side ball right there, should align with the center of the nose of your board. So that when you slide your front foot up, you should hit that point in the middle of the board with the exact ball of your pinky toe. We're going to call that slide step two. So to recap, step one is directly down. And we're going to call that the pop because your board's actually going to pop off the ground. And the louder the sound of the pop, the higher your board's going to go in the front. So the pop lifts the front. Step two, or the slide, lifts the back. So the harder the pop, the higher the front goes. The harder the slide, the higher the back goes. So you want to master each one of those individually. So step one is the pop. Step two is the slide to the center point here. Now, as a beginner, you might want to place some whiteout or even a marker on that middle point there so you know exactly where to hit with your front foot. On that slide, you'll actually see that my front foot rotated out a little bit. So the inside of my foot came off the board as I slid up. And what that does is it reduces the friction between your foot and the board, because if your foot is flat, you're not going to slide it up, and you're not going to have that power to pull off the back. So part of it comes from just loosening up that front ankle, and part of it just comes naturally because if the board's angled like this, there's no way that your front foot can remain like this unless you push it down. So if your front foot will be flat down, and as the board comes up, it automatically gets lifted up just a little bit. So you want to just loosen it up a little bit and slide it and pull it up. So step one, get your foot placement right. Both feet should be straight. Before you actually attempt it, you should make sure your foot placement is exactly correct and in the right spots. And bend your knees down. Step one, step two. As you come down, you want to come down right on the bolts. Okay? And if you're doing it while you're moving, you want to look in the direction that you're landing. Now, as a beginner, you might start off by doing all these that look like this. And that's close. That's part of learning any trick, skateboarding trick, is the first time you do it, it's not going to be very high. But really the point to consider is how much timing you put between step one and step two, if that's what your Ollie is looking like. Now, obviously, as I said before, power is an important factor, so how powerful you pop and slide, but how much you time between step 1 and step 2 is very important. So let me show you an example of poor timing between 1 and 2. It'll just be really quick. So I barely allowed my front on the board to come up. Now I'm going to do pretty much the exact same pressure, exact same power into the back, but I'm going to add more timing before I slide in. So, I mean, as you can see, I can lift the board about 14 inches when I add that extra time in. If I don't put time in, the ollie is only about 2 inches. So if you're looking to ollie higher, or how to ollie higher on the skateboard, you need to put extra timing between your pop and the slide, and that will get your ollie up about 8 to 9 inches. Now, the ollie is the base route in skateboarding, so if you want to learn how to do a 180 or even 90-degree ollies, you're going to need to learn how to get that board up at least 8 inches. So if your current ollies are an inch or 2, focus on the timing, focus on the power, focusing it on bring it up about 6 to 7 or 8 inches. Get that ollie up a lot higher. My name's Rob Dunphy, and I'm from GoSkate.com. Thanks a lot.